Hey, what's up traders, this is Dave and welcome to my weekly review. So we start as usually with the dollar index and we will look to the COT data. So we have obviously downtrend and we are coming into the quite strong level in here. I will show you later on the chart. And in my opinion, we will visit these levels soon. So what's going on the COT data? We can see that the longs positions finding the low. Right, so we can see still dropping, longs are dropping. Now even we can see some shorts are growing, right, on the non-commercial side. On the commercial side, we can see they are not much interested into interact in the markets too much. So we can see that the shorts has been dropping as well, and the longs are not coming, right? So that's quite not telling too much. But if you look to the euro, we will see some more. Let's go to the chart. So here is a daily chart. Obviously we can see this is a downtrend. So here on the top, which I don't have on the chart right now, but here was a 3 months order block. Since then the price broke the structure, make the nice pullbacks and dropping lower, breaking structure after the structure. So here we had the latest break on the higher time frame, right? And since then we have this unfilled levels where I think if we bounce we can come into these levels, because as you can see here, we can see that the last week the market makers added actually reduced their net positions by 3k. So here is actually when they did it in this time period, they actually created a order block in here, right? Same thing happened in the latest period, which was in here, where they reduced their positions by minus 1.2k, and it has created another unfilled order block in here, right? So here we have the imbalance. So here is a lot of things which could be visited before the price drops lower in here, right? So how does it could play? It will be very interesting, because I think that this level and this liquidity below it has start to play in the last week, when actually if I make it a little bit bigger, so we are now on the 4-hour time frames. So what we can see in here is that actually the price has touched this level. You know, it has closed with this nice pin bar on the 4 hours, then another bigger candle, but it was dropped down. It dropped down from this fair value gap. If I bring 1 hour, we can see here is a nice fair value gap where the price touched 2 times, you know, and went into it, and down now is dropping lower again, right? So in my opinion, below this level will be liquidity now, because you know, some traders maybe entered in here, you know, then some has entered this pullback, and some could enter the breakout in here, right? Obviously entering on the top. Now below this and this will be some liquidity, and here is a liquidity on the bigger time frame. Let me bring 8 hours. So that's the bottom of this level, right? So how this will be play out, hard to say right now. Let me bring it to the 30 minutes again. So what I'm interested in here is that in my opinion, as the price has already took out the liquidity above this level in here, right, and we can see some breaks. Here is the gap left in here. So in my opinion, it would be interesting to watch this level, right? Of course, there's not guarantee that it will not go higher, maybe close this gap, or even to come until this level and then drop lower. That would be even more perfect. And yeah, so I'm still bearish in here until this level is broken, because if we look to the market structure, we can see that these highs are still respected. Let me bring a 2 hours time frame. So we can see that these highs are still respected, and every time we get some break, then we have the retest, right? Then again the break, which actually the origin of the move was here, retest, right? Then we have another break, then the price has came exactly back into this level, right? What is here? Then we got the break in here. Here is a level from where the price broke these lows. So until the price come until this level, it still can come lower, right? So it's still open in here, and I will be of course playing the smaller time frame price action, right? So this is a 5 minute, and here was some nice trades obviously I don't trade, it's not obvious, but I would say that I don't trade the dollar index, and it's like opposite on the euro. And there are some nice, there was of course some nice trades on the euro. However, if we look at it again, let me bring 1 hour. This is quite, since the market has opened this year, yes, we can see that the dollar index has somehow, dropping the trend. However, look at this. This is the last week, and it was like a clear range. And we can look into this middle, and then we can see that this is a range. Price goes higher, then it goes lower, and again, so in my opinion, yes, as said, we are going to the low of this range. That's what I think. If we look to the COT of the euro, it gives a little bit more clue what is going on the euro. So here it is, a euro. And we can see that, let me a little bit zoom it for you. This is, by the way, the screenshot from my application, which you can find on my website under the COT report. There is a free version as well. So here, the euro. So we had the reaction on the daily order block, which has created the new level. Then price has moved higher. Here we have the fair value gap again. There was a retest, and then price moving higher. Here was some CPI data, price moved higher again. So what's happening on the commercial side? We can see that they actually, look at this, they actually started to reduce their long positions. You see it, but there is always I don't want to say always a trick, but I'm sorry if this will be a little bit longer, but I think that's important to explain it in this video, because we can learn or something, right? So we can see that they actually started to drop their long positions, right? And price is still actually going higher, right? So because they know that many people are watching this, and people are watching this, they may be thinking the reversal is coming. But what I'm thinking is that they actually building their exit liquidity above this, because when the retail is watching in the COT, when we are watching that here is the reducement of these positions, and so the price should break lower. But look at this, how they're creating this ceiling. It's, in my opinion, it's gonna be fake ceiling. But right now, let me bring this reversal in here, and let me show you if I actually have this in the history in here. And I want to show you something, because here, before, we actually don't need this. I have the data in here, right? So watch this. So price dropped lower, price was ranging in here, and I highlighted this recent data. So we had actually in here, look, plus 11K, right? So here on this report is plus 11K, and here is plus 24K, right? So imagine we don't have a data for this. We don't know the future yet. We are looking into this range actually, and we already see in the data plus 11K, plus 24K, right? Here is some break. So what does it mean? What it brings to your mind? That maybe there is a reversal, but no. Look what happened then. They added plus 11, plus 24, and then price boom dropped lower. This big fake out. And then they started bring plus 45, plus 26, plus 30, right? And in my opinion, the similar scenario is happening right now in here. So look what's going on in here. We had in here, price was in the range, minus 16K, right? Then the price moved higher, and now we're getting, again, minus 8K, right? So let me bring this back again, so we get it in here and we can compare. So in my opinion, they're creating this fake ceiling, and they are sending us this fake data where we see that they are actually closing the positions. But it's not true, because look, you must be able to read between the lines. So here on this triangle, this is where the data was reported, and they actually reported less longs, it's 10K less longs than they had here, right? So it's in this yellow period. But look, that's what they reported on the Tuesday. If we move it like this, for this period now we don't have a data. What's happened then? They did report Immediately next day, price moved higher, retraced back into the level, so back into the order block, and now we are going up without having this in the data, right? So that's why I think they want us to be confused. And if we look to the euro, what is this? What's going on in here? So here is reaction on the level. You know, here was the COT data report, and then next day, boom, up, retest, and going higher, right? So what is going on in here? Let me bring daily, and we will see what is going on in here. It's clear that they are making a fake ceiling. You know, in my opinion, yes, this can happen. But if this price drop lower, here we have the gap, here we have another gap, here we have another order block, and from here we will get this. But look, here is this liquidity. So what I think is that many people will be shorting already. This gap, this drops, you know, this big day. Let me zoom more so we see it even higher, better. This big candle, this pin bar, you know, how many people short that? Many. Look at this, like, you know, what many people think here. Look, here is a rejection 1 2 3 4 5 times. That's a resistance. We go lower. Yes, we went lower, boom, and then now we're going higher again, right? So in my opinion, this is a fake ceiling. If we go to the weekly, here we have this beautiful weekly order block, which is this last up candle, this blue one. So we have this line in here. This is where they started the move that removed this low, right? So that's a order block, and in my opinion, it is where we are going. So I am still bullish and on the euro and bearish on the dollar, right? If you look lower time frame, let's go 30 minutes, and yeah, look, this is the whole week price action, right? Quite shitty range. However, on the lower time frame, it was possible to trade something. I actually had an amazing trade in here, which I shorted here. And then for me, the next days was very difficult because I shorted in here. Then I was taken out on the correction, on the pullback, actually on the break even. You know, then I closed some. Then I shorted again. I closed 1 hour, right? And here actually I had another trade. And on the Friday, I actually had a profitable trade. So yeah, if you want to join my Discord, because if you come into this your charts, everyone is sharing the trades. Here is the trade I was talking about. So this was the amazing one, plus 7 air. But there is a lot of another traders, very skilled and nice people. Everyone sharing their charts, everyone sharing their trades. Like we have this guy, he is ICT chart member. He's posting amazing setups. Like if you can see this one, 17 air, right? So he exactly nailed it. The entry, and the trade was, wow, super amazing. So the community is growing, and I'm happy for that. And if you are part of it, I want to thank you. Yeah, here you can see here was my another trade. So basically entered here on that pullback. There is a 1 minute price action. I will not be explaining that right now. Yeah, and then what happened, right? The trade took me out on this. Here I closed some partial, right, but then I was taken out on the break even. So this week was quite difficult for me. Actually, in the end, this trade went to the profit, but without me, right? Yeah, that's part of the game. And yeah, so what I'm thinking is going on the euro. So this is it. So we had this price action, we had this, this false break. But if we look, the candles, they had actually the close here on the top, right? So if there is a close, so in my opinion, that's a break of the structure. Then the price has come. It did not come exactly into my level, which is like on the 30 minutes order block. But, you know, the order blocks are all the consecutive down candles. So actually the order block is here. So yes, there is a test. It was tested and respected many times. Then price moved higher, broke the structure. Here was gap, which is fulfilled. Then price dropped lower, reaction on this fair value gap, and now we are going higher, right? So we have this equal highs here, then we have these levels. So that's where I think the price is going on. Let's go 5 minutes. if we decode the price action on the 5 minutes, here is that reaction on the fair value gap, right? Then we have the order block reaction, another order block reaction, price moves higher. Here was the breakout, last down candle reaction in here, and now we got the break of this without any pullback. Here is the highs, right? So what's going on in here? Now we got this beautiful fair value gap, which would be for the potential entry, right? So yeah, that's on the euro. And we have the euro. Yeah, and what I actually wanted to mention, so what is in my opinion going on, if we look this, right? So I have said that in my opinion they are building some fake ceiling in here where the market makers will be closing their profits. So here is the euro. So what we can see, you know, we still can see brutal positions on the long side, right? 266k was their biggest positions in the 5 years history. This is a 5 years screenshot. In my application you can filter how much history you want to watch. So 266, and now actually they're reducing, but I think they will bring it higher. But look at this. This is actually quite very interesting. If we look to the commercials, which are the hedgers, so they actually always hedging their positions against the trend. Once the trend reverses, they start to distribute their positions into the market, right? So look at this. This is a set of 5 years screenshot. So 5 years data. Here I got the maximum positions, right? Minimum positions and the average for the 13 days and 13 weeks. So look at this. This is a total volume, which is a result of these two numbers, right? It's a 1,012,000 contracts on the euro total right now. It's a 5 years extreme. There was not such a positions in the last 5 years. If we look to the shorts, in the last 5 years, the biggest shorts was 600k. How much we have right now? 595, right? So we are very close into the extreme. If we look to the longs, 418. Right now, we reached 414, 416. So the numbers are getting really into the extreme numbers, and that's when the reversal actually will come. So most likely what I'm expecting and what I'm thinking, if we look to the news, next week, not much news, right? We have some euro, okay, Lagarde speaking, you know, she can say something. We have the PMI, GBP, you know, not much. But if we go to another week, which would be the end of the January, and then we have the first week in the February. Look what is here. First week in the February. So we have a, of course, non-farm payrolls, but then is a FOMC, so that's gonna be big on the Wednesday. Then we have, of course, the conference. Then again, monetary policy report, Bank of England, and again, monetary policy statement and press conference, euro, and then the USD, of course, non-farm payrolls, right? And there's gonna be the data for the CAT on the Friday as well, because that's always with it. So what I'm thinking that all these, as the commercials are almost having these biggest shorts, and these ones are slowly starting to taking the profits. So what I'm thinking is that once these news on the end of the beginning of the February, they could be used either for bringing the price to the order block, or for the maybe if the price will come there this week, then for the market reversal, right? So I don't say that the euro will reverse and go to the new lowest lows. That's what I don't think so. But where I think we could go is here, right? Here around this fair value gap, and around this here is this is a breaker as well. So this is a breaker, right? So I think we can come here, because if we as well put a FIP, let's put FIP, right? So it's gonna be around the 50% and 61.8 correction. So here is, I think that the euro, once it reach this level, which is actually this order block, then we can see this, right? And then maybe higher or whatever. And then if we look to the dollar, so what is going to be on the dollar? right? Beautiful. Look, 50%, 61.8. Here is what is here. Beautiful unbalanced gap. So here is where I think we should come, because as well, let me bring the COT data for the DXY, and we will see how is everything fits together. Here we have as well this untested imbalance. So here actually where the price started to move very sharply, we can see this drop, and here is a minus 3K, which is actually in the average for the dollar index data. It's actually quite a lot, right? So all of this what happened in here, I think we can come into this level, but that's too much prediction to the future. For now, as said, I think here will be the play field for the dollar and for the euro as well. Is going to be here on the top. So this is it for me. I don't want to keep this too long, and join my Discord, my friends. There's nice community is growing in there, and don't of course visit my website, because there is some new information. So obviously my expert advisor, which is doing very well results, or my algo portfolio, which is the project of all my algos. There is more than 10 or 15 algos which I'm using, so you can get license for all of them for 800, 799 actually, or you can actually just try my COT data, COT reports, full version of this one as well. What I share here, the best broker. So if you open the account with my brokers, you will support my work, and I will be very happy for that as well. I have right now added my blog, so there is some nice few articles. Some of them I have created, some of them are not created by me, but I have shared the person, the contact, the Twitter contact for the person who did it. Actually, this one is very great from the doer XBT, which is a crypto trader who is now trading the Forex, and this guy is doing really well. I suggest you to visit his Twitter as well and read this article, because it's about the sleep and the relationship between trading, and I think it's useful to read it. All right, my friends, so this is it. Have a great weekend, and bye bye.